Hello guys, this is Javier with the Real Javier Novoa channel, a platform and a modality where we apply the principles of interiorism to rapid lifestyle transformation. Guys, I haven't been with you for a few days. Let's just say I am working on some things on a very exciting project, and of course I'm not going to tell you about it now. You're going to know about it. You're going to know about it when it's come to fruition. Of course, one of the major laws of interiorism is never tell anyone about your intentions until they come to fruition. Of course, there are many reasons for that. We've done videos about that. Even Esther Hicks' husband, Jerry Hicks, has made or has written an article about that. So we're not going to tell you guys, but needless to say, I'm going to be a little bit more busy here over the next little while, and that's okay. We're still going to be making great videos about interiorism, but this is I'm going to say no more about it. But today, guys, I was meditating and I received this during meditation. This is very exciting, and today I'm going to present to you something that we've never presented before in the way that we presented it, or in the way that we're presenting it now. Of course, we present it in every video, but this is going to be the last and only video you ever need to watch about law of attraction, about personal development, about self-help, about even business, or at least the generalities of business, or in that matter, about spirituality. And I know this is probably not a good thing for me to say on this channel, because of course we're going to watch more, we're going to read more, we're going to forever talk about this, because it's fun, and that ties into what this video is about. But if this is your first video on law of assumption, law of attraction, or interiorism, or self-help or self-development, this can be your first and last video if you really want it to be, because this is what everything hangs upon. And I received it very perceptibly, very conspicuously in meditation, and then as I was driving, it basically was all inspired to me, and I've got to share this with the world. This is it, guys. In fact, this is the essence of interiorism. Anything that we've said before, what's the essence of interiorism? Sort of is, but I don't think it's ever been expressed this way, at least not by us, and we're going to express it clearly, conspicuously, and so that there can be no misunderstandings. So I invite you all to stay with me throughout this video. By the way, if you find value in our videos about interiorism, about rapid lifestyle transformation, subscribe to the channel, because a lot of exciting videos, and I don't need to tell you exactly what it is, but a lot of exciting developments are happening and coming in the next very little while. So you'll want to be alerted to all of our videos. You'll want to put your hat in, so to speak, with the community of master manifestors. There's this channel, and you want to help us get the word out, because this is a word and a message whose time has come. So guys, what does everything hang on? And it was basically inspired to me that and in fact I've known this for a long time, the biblical scriptures say this best. And when Jesus was asked, what is the most important law? And I don't remember the exact terminology because I haven't read it in a while, but I have meditated upon it. Jesus said, what is he basically said, the most important commandment is this: love the Lord thy God with thy whole mind, with thy whole soul, and with thy whole heart. The three parts of the person: mind, body, and spirit. And love thy neighbor as thyself. And he said, upon this hinges the law and the prophets. Basically, all of the law and the prophets are hooked upon these commandments. And what is the essence of this, ladies and gentlemen? And we're going to get to the essence of this. Is the only video you need to hear. This is the only thing that you need to know. The essence is love, guys. And this is very profound, because in what I'm very familiar with, which is Islam and Tasawwuf, Sufism, the spiritual aspect of Islam, this has been explained by scholars and poets for centuries. It has been segmented very well. In Islam, there are basically three modalities in Islamic spirituality. There's khawf, which is fear. There's al-raja, which is hope. And then there's al-hub or mahabba, which is love. And humans are usually driven in our materialistic mode, in our modality of only perceiving what is perceptible by the senses, in our materialism, in the prison grid, we're basically between these two forces of fear and hope. And of course, fear is the weakest driver, guys. It is a driver, and it can get you some places, but it cannot get you very far. Fear is basically, well, I'm afraid that I can't pay my rent, so I'm going to go work this job out of fear so that I can pay my rent. A little bit higher up is hope. But the problem with hope is it also depends upon an outcome. Well, I'm working this job, and I can do it because I hope I'll be able to pay my rent. And that's a lot bigger jump than fear. But as the Stoics said, and this is also why many people misunderstand the sage of Stoicism, because you see, the Stoic tradition says basically that it doesn't matter if you're 50 leagues under the sea, or it doesn't matter if you're an inch from the surface, you will drown all the same. And all people, they can be called philosophers, but they cannot be called sages. And there's really no difference between the philosopher and the ignorant person, except by very small gradations. Basically, even if you're in hope, you're still under that level. You're still drowning. What's the true level, guys? The true level is love. And in the Islamic tradition, there is paradise and hell and so on and so forth, and we can go into the metaphorical meanings of all of this and the inspirations. But what the Sufi strives for, what the Salik, or the traveler in the Islamic tradition strives for, as well as in all other traditions, what the traveler, what the person on the path to Christ in the Christian tradition strives for, what the philosopher in Stoicism strives for, is to get to that holy grail of not fearing hell, not hoping for paradise, not hoping for a reward, but rather love. Simply doing it out of love. And what do we do when we love someone, guys? Come on, think about this. When we truly love them, we don't do things, say, to please our spouse if we truly love him or her. We don't say, well, I'm afraid that they're going to divorce me, so I'm going to buy them flowers. That would be a very poor motivation. Also, we don't say, well, I hope they'll stay married for me, to me for a little while, or I hope they'll help me pay my bills, so I'm going to buy them flowers. That's also below love. When we love someone, we do things for them out of a general caring. So we're no longer following the law. And by the way, when Jesus said, upon this hinges the law and the prophets, this was also inspired to me. Well, the law is action, and the prophet is prophecy, or thought and intuition, those thoughts which are inspired to you. So all action and all inspiration hinge upon what? Well, loving God, and we know that there's only one. So it's actually loving yourself and the world and the universe, and loving thy neighbor as thyself, because he or she is yourself, and he or she is simply a reflection of what's going on in the interior. I hope you understand me just a little bit. We're going to draw this even finer, guys, so that you can actually take this and implement this immediately, and you'll never have to watch another video on personal development, on self-help again. When we do things out of love, what does that mean? That means that we're not striving after anything. Therefore, what does that mean? What's the godlike state? Think about this. Did God have to create the world? Not if he was God. Did he have to create the universe? Not if he was God. Did he have to even manifest his godhood? Not if he's actually God. It will manifest, of course, and philosophers make a distinction between that, but it's not because he has to. Therefore, my proposition is this, and we're going to make it negative, so there can be no misunderstanding. The only thing you have to know in all self-development, in all self-help, in all law of attraction, law of assumption is this: there is no necessity. Those are 4 words. I'm going to repeat it to you again. There is no necessity. What does that mean? We can draw tons of conclusions from that. The first implication of that, and this is taught by Abraham Hicks, this is taught by Bashar, this is taught in reality transurfing. You're always on your path. Since there's no necessity, there's no necessary cause and effect chain. There are infinite chains of cause and effect. Therefore, any modality or any cause can generate any effect. And that's in magic, and that's also in miraculous healings. Of course, we can go back and trace the chain of cause and effect, and we'll always be able to logically explain why such cause caused such an effect. Any means can generate any results. Think about that. That's what we're teaching here. So, in ultimate reality and all possibility, scarcity is gone, because the definition of scarcity in economics is a means can only produce a finite amount of results. Therefore, it's scarce. Therefore, all means are scarce. But in the ultimate, because all's one, there's no scarcity. That means there's only abundance. There's no necessity, guys. Now, we come, and this is a distinction that I want you to draw here. We come into this realm as a game, and then we invent cause and effect, and we invent rules, and we invent necessity. And then we have to play by those rules. But these principles of interiorism will teach you to win any game according to the rules if you wish. Why? Because any cause can generate any effect, including within the rules of a game that you've already preset. I want to, because this is going to blow a lot of your minds. I knew it blew my mind. It came to me in contemplation, but think about this. Any cause can generate any effect. And therein is the mistake even of the Eastern religions, because Eastern religions have gone very far, guys. They've gone into enlightenment. They've taught us the realms of meditation and the realms of logic. But they're also trapped in this circle of Maya, in this circle of reincarnation that says, we came here for a purpose, we came here to learn something, we came here as a school, basically, as a training ground, and if we didn't learn our lesson well, we have to come back. That's true for them. But there's a higher level in which there's no necessity, guys. There's no lesson to learn. There's nothing that you have to come here and do, and you don't have to be trapped in that circle of reincarnation once you know who you are. And there have been great teachers who have expounded on this as well. So you're not here to learn lessons. Even Neville Goddard said you're here as a classroom to learn lessons. That contradicts this law that there's no necessity. If you're the one and there's only one, what necessity could there be? This is all logically derivable from what we know in interiorism, what we know in monism, that we're all one. You're not here to learn lessons. You're not here to be punished. You're not here to be rewarded. But you can trap yourself in that game if you play the game. It's all about now the game that you choose to play. How does this go into self-development and self-help? Well, we're not here to learn lessons, but we will learn lessons. You understand? We're not here to train, but we will train. And the way we train is by playing games. But first, before we play the game, we choose the parameters of that game. We choose the rules of that game. Neville Goddard even talks about this. And we choose the conclusion, and then we can go through that game following those rules. So what it's really all about is, think about it. If there's no necessity for you to play any game. But life is an infinite series of games. You came to play games. What does that mean? You came to select the games that you're going to play. And you do select the games that you're going to play, but you came to, from a human vantage point, actually with your left brain, select the game that you're going to play, and then allow the inspiration from the right brain and from the higher sources guide you through that game while having fun at the same time. That's why we can choose our level of resistance. That's why we can choose how hard or easy it is. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you were to play a computer game that you could win, I dare say that you would get bored very quick. You would want to change it up. You'd want to have a challenging game. Well, you get to choose that. And you get to set exactly what challenges you want. And this is another major principle. So this is all just coming to me now. You get to choose when you get to go sit in the benches and when you come back to the game. You can leave that chess game. You can stop playing the chess game, leave it on the table, go meditate, take a time out, take some time off, and then come back to that game and play it better. If you know it's a game, then nothing's difficult, And you can actually come and have fun in those games and play those games. There's no rules, guys. There's nothing that you have to do. No one's pointing at you and judging you. You're here to play games. Play the games. This can all be drawn from this, and I'm not going to explicate it all. I want you to actually contemplate this and realize that this is the most applicable thing we've said so far on this channel that can be applied to every level of your life pursuits. Remember, and I think this is going to be the main proposition of interiorism, for practice at least, there is no necessity. Nothing is necessary. Everything is inspired. Everything is optional, and you get to choose your own chains of cause and effect. And when you know that, you can go and play the most challenging of games and win, and even if you lose, win, and re-enter it from another perspective, because you know it's all just a game and there's nothing necessary. Guys, this is the only video you ever need to watch in law of assumption, law of attraction, self-help, self-development, business, and rapid lifestyle transformation. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, if you find our videos of value, please do subscribe. We release videos of great value every week. So until very soon, guys, till this weekend, we're going to be putting out a lot of more informative videos. So ciao, guys, and have a great night.